one good decision you made was working with Danny Boyle.
Yes.
28 years later,
yeah.
I mean, I've been berating, Danny for that question for the last decade. When's it happening? And finally, it's happened. You've shot it.
We have.
Jodie Comer, Ray Fiennes.
I mean,
and
two of the finest actors are British actors. Yeah.
What was the experience like? Because that first one was so innovative for 1,000 different reasons. We know he's shot on an iPhone. Again, that's out there.
Okay, cool.
Well, I mean, I'm saying it so you
Dude,
don't have,
it's
so
cool.
you don't have to.
I mean, it's great.
So you know, it's out there. But what was? Can you hint a little bit about what the experience was like? What made it special for you?
I feel like I can't. There's not enough vocabulary to articulate how extraordinary this shoot was. I mean, it was like I had one of the most incredible experiences on set ever, and I think that's because Danny Boyle is an absolute legendary filmmaker and director, and the enthusiasm this guy has. He's like a child.
He's like Quentin Tarantino level of like
oh my god, this
energy
is like whoa, like you just need to plug in and like take some of that energy. It's like it's electric and it's like it invigorated and inspired me again to be like an actor. Like, and that sounds bizarre, but like
wow.
There's a moment where you're like, oh, I fucking love acting again, like, which is like bizarre because sometimes like it's strange that I've kind of possibly dipped out on or something along the way, but like what we were getting was like was really feeding the soul. And I think because the premise in itself is just the most extraordinary premise, because you've also got that built-in audience where, like you said, it's a cult film that happened like it came out 2001, I think.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Right.
We'll fact check it around then.
It's about that time, I think.
Yeah.
And so obviously, I don't know how much I can say really, but time is obviously time stops still then, and now we've gone 28 years later. So these are like the survivalists that have lived through. I mean, if you think the pandemic of like that 2-year period and elongate that to 28 years, and it just gives you so much imagination and fills in so much, but also layers of trauma, obviously. And I think that built-in premise of concept, just on top of like, without knowing what the story is,
yep,
that's how much, there's like that behind everything else. So
did you shoot?
It's just, I mean, I can't tell you how exciting I'm absolutely excited to see this. I'm really excited to see how this comes out, and because of the way they were filming, the way that an iPhone films you,
right,
cuts through. It's like this moment where you feel like really vulnerable for a second because you're like, oh,
camera's like right,
there's
so
no
close
sort of,
to you, so
we're rolling, checking, and whatever, like go through the motions of like, because you sort of, and there's your mark, you get sort of set, you carry a light, and then you might go and do your scene or whatever, and then, but like an iPhone's just like, here it is, and then you're like, oh, fuck. Oh shit, you can see and feel it's something that just like, when someone sticks a camera in your face in an iPhone, it makes you feel vulnerable instantly. Like they're just like, oh, you're seeing too much. Like, you know what I mean? There's something weird, and that was funny just to get used to that at the beginning, I think, and then I just was like, whoa, this is wild. This is really wild, and
I can't wait, man.
There's more I could talk about.
No, I know. We have time to get to it. Don't worry.
It's but yeah, extraordinary, and I think it's going to be super exciting to. I think it's going to be a bit of an event, actually.
100%.
Because it's like, yeah, I think that's something, and I feel so privileged and honoured to be like pulled into that family. Like, that's a good group of, and Alex Garland and Ray Fiennes. We've got.
And there's a roadmap going forward. I don't know if you continue in the rest of the trilogy, but the fact that there's a lot of story to come there. It's exciting. Nia DaCosta, I know, and the whole thing.
Yeah. We did 1 and 2 back to back, and so that's exciting. And the young lad Alfie is an extraordinary young man and an incredible actor. And bless him, he grew up pretty much on the he literally went from boy to like young man in this short space of time. That sort of pinnacle age where you're growing on set, and he was just a really Danny and I really sort of, took him under our wing, and I felt very paternal over him, and we have that relationship in the movie, and I play his father, but it's something that I felt I related to because of being a father to teenage girls. So I felt very much like I knew how to, I felt really emotionally connected to this character in a way that I just, it was exciting. It's been really exciting.
I can't wait, man.